Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. This one is the S trim. That means this is the base trim, and there are 4 trims you could choose from, but let me go ahead and show you all the features this one has. Under the hood there is a 3.5 naturally aspirated V6. It is connected to a 9-speed automatic transmission. This engine produces 284 horses and 259 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers on this engine, it is 21 in the city, 27 highway, and 23 combined. Here is a MSRP sticker of this 22 Nissan Pathfinder. If you guys are interested in the standard features this one has, just go ahead and pause the video. And the price on this one with destination is $36,000, and I think that's actually not a bad price. So if you guys are curious about the color is called Gunmetallic, and it does look pretty good on this Nissan Pathfinder. And I really love the front end of this Pathfinder. It does look aggressive, and it does have that adventure look to it, and that's what Nissan aimed for. The grille is nice and big, and it does have the Nissan V-Motion grille. It is finished in chrome. Nissan logo is in the middle, and the grille itself is finished in gloss black. And by the way, this is the new Nissan logo. It is massive on this Pathfinder. And for the headlights, I think the design looks good, and the daytime running light is located up top, and not everything right here in the front is LED. The only thing that is not LED is the turn signal indicators here in the front, and I think that's completely fine for a base trim. But I love the fact that the high beam, low beam, and the daytime running light are LED. And coming to the bottom, there is a bottom grille, and this is the sensor for the braking assist, and that's where the fog lights are supposed to be. But since this is the base trim, of course it doesn't have fog lights. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you the side view of this Nissan Pathfinder. Here is a side view of this Nissan Pathfinder, and honestly the side view looks pretty good, and I really like what Nissan did with the rims. The size is 255/60/18, and honestly they look not bad for a base trim. They're finished in gray, and I love the fact that there is a very good amount of rubber, and I think SUVs should have a good amount of rubber, but I really hate it when companies make low profile tires on big SUVs like this, or SUVs in general. Anyways, there's a good amount of plastic around the wheels. I think it's very big and very thick, and I really think that Nissan should have made it a little bit thinner. In the front it's not as thick as the back, and in the bottom there's some plastic, and it does say Pathfinder in the bottom, which is a really nice touch. And honestly, this Pathfinder does look like a base trim right here from the side, but it's not that bad. And on the mirror there is a turn signal indicator and a blind spot monitoring system. The bottom portion of the mirror is finished in flat black, but I really love the fact that there's a turn signal indicator on the mirror on this base trim, and there is some chrome. The bottom of the window trims are finished in chrome. The top is finished in flat black, and Nissan is well known for the roof floating design. I think it does look pretty good on this Pathfinder. But let's go ahead and move to the back, and I'll show you the back view of this Pathfinder. Here is the back of this Pathfinder, and honestly the back looks pretty good, and it kind of has the same look as the Jeep Grand Cherokee or the Wagoneer. It's not a bad look, it definitely looks good, but very similar to it. And up top there's going to be a spoiler, and third brake light is located up there, and the wiper is right there. I really wish it was hidden right underneath that spoiler. It would have gave the back of this Pathfinder a cleaner, nicer look. And for the taillights, they do have a really nice thin, long look to them, and it's basically the same look as the headlights. They do have that long, thin look to them. And Pathfinder is written in the back, and the letters are massive, and they are finished in gray. Nissan logo looks good. It is the brand new Nissan logo, and I really like the fact that there is this gloss black trim. And for the taillights, not everything in the taillight is LED, so the running light is LED, but the reverse and turn signal indicators here in the back are halogen, and that's where the trunk release button is. And you could only open the tailgate from that button right there. It does say 4-wheel drive all the way to the right. It is finished in chrome, and I love the fact that this base trim does have rear parking sensors. Reflectors are a little bit on the bigger side, and the bottom of the bumper is finished, or the bumper I should say, is finished in plastic, and that's where the backup camera is located. I personally think it's a little bit on the lower side. Here is the key of this Nissan Pathfinder. I think it does look alright. It is very nice and light, and it does have the Nissan logo up top, and it does have 3 buttons on it: lock, unlock, and e-panic button. And it does have a physical key inside of it. For $36,000, I really wish this SUV had remote start, but for a base trim, I think that's fine. Anyways, to open the tailgate, you have to unlock the SUV twice. And as I said, it does have a button right here. Just click on the button and you have to lift the gate, the lift gate up, so it's not automatic lift gate, and I think that's fine for a base trim. Anyways, there is a handle right here, and inside there is a good amount of space, even with the 3rd row up, and the opening is nice and big, and underneath there is a storage place. And I love the fact that this cover right here stays up like this, so it becomes very helpful when you're putting things in and out. And I think you could actually adjust this cover, but I think there is, so if it gets very close, I think it should close by itself, or it doesn't. Actually, this is very impressive. So I love the fact that you could put it anywhere and stays in the same place. Anyways, guys, there is very good amount of space. You could put even ice and drinks in the back, and you could drain the water from there. And there is a 12 volt right here on the left, some tie downs, a hook right here, and on the right there is more tie downs and a hook. And I completely forgot, but there is actually a halogen light right there, which is nice. But let me go ahead and drop the 3rd row down and show you the amount of space with the 3rd row down. Alright, so I just dropped the 3rd row and 2nd row down. I wanted to do the 3rd row by itself, but then I was like, let me go ahead and drop all the seats down to show you guys how much space there is in the back of this Pathfinder. And seriously, guys, there is a ton of space. And the opening, as I said, it is nice and big. And right here on the side, there is 2 cup holders, and on the other side there's 2 cup holders. And I think if you go with the higher trims, you do get USBs here in the back, if I'm not mistaken. But seriously, guys, very impressed with the space in the back of this Pathfinder. Here is the door handle, and the door handle is finished in the same color as the SUV. I'm glad that it's not finished in flat black. A lot of companies make the door handles on their base trim flat black, but on this Pathfinder it is body colored or body matched. And there is a sensor right behind the door handle. That's how you unlock the SUV. And to lock it, there's a sensor right here. Just go ahead and tap on it. Here is the front door panel. The front door panel looks good. This whole thing right here is wrapped in leather, and it's very soft, so I really like that. There is some white stitching right here in the middle. Even this part right here is wrapped in leather, nice and soft. This is plastic, and it looks right. And the door handle looks feels good and looks pretty good. And this whole thing is nice and soft. Even this is soft, so good job Nissan for making literally everything on this door panel soft. There's this gloss black trim. I really like the design right here on the side. And all the window switches, mirror controls look good. The window switches, they're all automatic up and down, which is very impressive for a base trim. So I really like what Nissan did here. And even the buttons, they feel nice and solid. And in the bottom, this is plastic. I think before Nissan changed the Pathfinder, this bottom was soft, but now it's plastic. There's a halogen light in the bottom, speaker, and a very good amount of storage place with a bottle holder. And for the seats are comfortable, but not as comfortable as the Nissan Altima I reviewed. Of course, they are not wrapped in leather, but they do have a really nice design to them, but they are still comfortable. And for $36,000, they are manual, which I don't really like. So I really wish that Nissan made them automatic or powered seats. And right there is a storage place. But let's go ahead and move inside this Pathfinder, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 Nissan Pathfinder S. And honestly, it does look pretty good for a base trim. And when clicking the gas pedal, this engine revs up very quick, and the gas pedal is very sensitive, and does have a flat bottom design, which I like. The ring itself, it's very thin. I really wish it had a little bit of thickness to it. There is no 10 and 2 grip, and it's not wrapped in leather. It is that synthetic rubber material, and that does have some brushed aluminum in the bottom. Nissan logo looks pretty good. And on the left, there is a few buttons right here, the seat buttons right here, volume controls, few buttons, and a wheel to control that center screen, so you could go up and down, left and right. Good amount of information and things in that 7-inch screen. And right here on the right is the voice command volume control, the voice command phone controls. Here is the cruise controls. That's how you turn on the cruise control. And paddle shifters are nice and solid, finished in plastic. And on the left is the headlight controls with the turn signal controls, and on the right is the wiper controls for the front and back. And the gauges actually look pretty good, very easy to read and understand. And as I said, there is a 7-inch screen in the middle, and there's some gloss black trim around the AC vent. One button right here, and it is the brightness control. And here is the screen. It's an 8-inch screen. It does look pretty good. It is finished in gloss black, and it does have a really nice design to it. And it's not really integrated into the dash, and it's not really a tablet style screen. It's basically both, and I think it does look pretty good. Something that I really don't like about the screen is the fact that it has a good amount of glare. So if the sun is hitting it, there is a little bit of glare, and I've noticed that in the Sentra and the Altima. And this screen does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There is a volume knob and a tune knob, and there is a few buttons right underneath the screen. Main menu, audio, seek buttons, brightness control, camera, and back button. And here is the backup camera. Backup camera is a little bit on the lower side, as I showed you when I was outside the SUV. And I really wish that this screen has a little bit more brightness to it. This is the brightness button, so you click on it, it goes down and it goes up, but the up setting or the high setting on this screen is not very bright. And here is the engine start stop, located in a very good place, and this whole thing right here is finished in gloss black. AC vents look good. I really wish they had a little bit of brushed aluminum on them. And in the middle there is the emergency light button. You could block the air from those wheels, and you could control the rear climate from here. The climate controls are very easy to use. It does have dual climate control, and it does have an auto function, sync function. You could control the temperature from here, and fan speed, modes, front, rear, and you could recycle the air or block it. And there is a good amount of storage place right here for a phone or something bigger. One USB, one USB-C, and a 12-volt on the left. And here is the shifter that will control the 9-speed automatic transmission in this Nissan Pathfinder. To put it in reverse, push that button and move it to the front. For drive, move it to the back. And here is the park button. And brushed aluminum looks good. E-brake, brake hold, engine shut off. And here are the drive modes. And 2 good size cup holders. And there's a good amount of storage place right here. You could probably put a phone right here. And for the drive modes, all you have to do is just rotate it, and it will go to the drive mode you want it to be in, and it will display it in that center screen. There's tow, sport, eco, auto, snow, mud rut, sand, and yeah, there's a good amount of drive modes. The armrest is nice and soft, wrapped in leather. Double stitching looks very good, and does say Pathfinder right here, which is a nice touch. And inside there is a massive amount of space, and I think this is a coin holder if I'm not mistaken, but I love the fact that there is a good amount of storage place inside of this armrest. And here is the rear view mirror. It does look good for a base trim, and that's where the glasses holder is. And this button will turn on the lights in this Pathfinder, halogen lights. You could turn on the left or right light individually if you want to. And here is the visor. I think the visor looks good. It is nice and soft, very nice and solid. And inside there is a small mirror with a halogen light right there. For the back door panel, Nissan cheaped out, and honestly, I think it's fine for a base trim. So this whole thing right here is plastic, but the plastic feels actually a little bit on the cheaper side. Yeah, it feels empty, so I really wish that Nissan made the plastic a little bit better, but that's fine. The door handle feels nice and solid. There are 2 cup holders right here on the door, which is nice. Window switch is automatic up and down, as I said, and the armrest is nice and soft, and this whole thing right here is nice and soft. So good job, Nissan, for not cheaping out that much. And this is plastic, and it feels like this plastic is a little bit better than the top, and speakers in the bottom, and 2 large bottle holders. And for the back seats are nice and spacious. There's a ton of leg room, and the headroom in this Pathfinder is very, very good, and you could recline those seats if you want to. There's a button right there, and there is a handle to recline the seat down. And inside there is an armrest with 2 cup holders and a storage place, and this is nice and soft, finished in cloth. And by the way, guys, there is a vent, an AC vent up there with a light. There's some vents in the back, and I did say it does have dual climate control, but it does actually have tri-climate control. And in the bottom there is 1 USB and 1 USB-C, and that's how the front of this Nissan Pathfinder looks like. So to be able to drop the back portion of the seat down, all you have to do is just go ahead and lift this handle, which I'm not going to do because it's very hard to lift the seat up with one hand. But to move the seat to the front, to be able to go in the 3rd row, just click on this button and the seat will move up and to the front, and then you'll be able to go inside this Nissan Pathfinder. And honestly, back seats are not too bad. There's a good amount of leg room, but definitely this 3rd row is a little bit on the lower side. And as I said, there is 2 cup holders on either side. But yeah, the back seats are not, or the 3rd row is not that bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Nissan Pathfinder S. I would like to thank Napoli Nissan and Frank here in Milford, Connecticut for providing me this Nissan Pathfinder. If you guys are interested and if you guys are around, make sure to come and check them out. I'm going to go ahead and put the information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.